chance to experience a unique adventure in the water led us across the channel on the car ferry to St. Thomas for VI Ecotour's Cass Key Kayak Adventure. It was worth the trip. So we loaded up the family today on the car ferry and came over to St. Thomas, and we're here for the VI Ecotour's Cass Key Kayak Adventure. And this is going to be a really unique experience because, as you can see behind me, we're not going to be sea kayaking. We're going to be kayaking through a mangrove forest and then snorkeling down in there to see the ecosystem that's in the roots. So I'm really looking forward to this. Mangrove forests offer their own unique opportunities for observing wildlife, and we were anxious to get started. This is Pernell. He'd be our expert guide on this adventure. Fresh off an appearance in Outside magazine for his research with sperm whales, he began the day with a briefing and Q&A before we boarded our kayaks for this 3-hour trip. The serene paddle through the calm waters of Cass Key Lagoon was beautiful. We stopped along the way for Pernell to teach us about the local sea life, which is different in a saltwater lagoon than in the ocean. For example, these unique jellyfish that make their home in the shady waters beneath the mangrove. A dull shade of green above the surface, they glow a ghostly white when nestled on the bed of the lagoon. We wound our way through the maze of mangrove trees on a path of crystal clear water until we spotted the ocean. We crossed the pond and beached our kayaks on the shores of Cass Key, where Pernell would lead us on a nature walk. Hermit crabs are common here on the islands, and Pernell taught us about their eating habits through a little friendly competition, a race toward food. This was my guy. I named him Little Steph, after my favorite basketball player, and just like his namesake, he had the stuff to win. When it comes to hermit crab racing, it's all about the scouting. I know people like to go for size, I like to go for speed, and it paid off. One of my favorite things about trips like these is when you have a guide that can teach you about the local flora, like this buttonwood mango tree that produces a tasty salt on its leaves. This tree thrives in hard-to-grow mudflats like the ones found here on Cass Key.
Black and the white, they grow in mudflats.
It's really good salt.
Okay.
We ended up on this beautiful rocky coastline where we got to experience a nice, warm, saltwater shower and got a close-up look at some of the sea life common to these parts, like these brittle sea stars. They make their homes under and within the holes and crevices in the rocks. Pernell saved the best for last, and we got in the water to explore the underwater world of the lagoon. Sawgrass covers the bottom, and if you look closely, there's an entire universe in here to observe. A small school of snapper use this sunken boat for cover. Compared to the ocean waters just beyond the rocks, it's a different, quieter world here in the sheltered waters of the lagoon. We ended the snorkel by gliding along the mangrove trees, gazing at the underwater habitat created by their root system. It's unlike any other snorkel experience you'll have. The unique protection they provide creates a rookery with millions of tiny fish populating the shorelines. It's like gliding through space in the middle of a shimmering silvery cloud with a million stories playing out in front of you. All you need to do is take it all in. A little tip here when you're doing the snorkel in the lagoon, go along the mangrove roots and you're going to see an ecosystem the likes of which you may have never seen before. It's actually gorgeous. Spotted a barracuda out there. Tons of fish just in and out of those roots. It's really a cool snorkeling experience. After about an hour or so in the water, checking out all the interesting sea life you'll find in a mangrove lagoon, We boarded our kayaks for the paddle back.